What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and welcome back to another episode of the normal server funding tips and tricks. Now, last episode I talked about what gear that you should be aiming for, for mid to in-game purposes. Mostly mid-game, you might replace that stuff moving on to in-game, but today I want to talk about getting potential on those in the reward point system and how to get cubes, how to get potential scrolls, all that good stuff, so you can get some decent potentials on the equipment. Now, before I start, I want to say you should get your equipment by cubing to at least 6% stat, 9% if you can. Sometimes cubes will accidentally make it go to unique. Not like as if you're trying to aim for 6% and it goes to the unique tier. You can aim for maybe about 12 to 15% in unique, just so you can be a little bit stronger. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, there's about 3 ways to obtain epic potential scrolls. So the first way I'm going to be covering is buying them, either in the auction house or in the FM. If you want to buy some from the FM, you can buy an owl from a NPC merchant, preferably the one in Genesis free market or the Genesis market, and get one of those. But we're gonna go ahead and search up epic potential scroll. We mainly want to search up 50% since those are usually the most common epic potential scrolls. So we'll go ahead and check it out right here. So they roughly go for about 75 mil each here in Grays. Remember, server varies. If you want to know your price, just go to the auction house, type in epic potential scroll. Free market works as well, and see the prices on there as well. There's you could just use the money that you get from dojo medals, so after selling some dojo medals. And if you don't have any money left over from that, since you spent it on gear or something, then I'm gonna tell you guys some other way to obtain these scrolls. Another way to obtain epic potential scrolls, I'm just gonna say epic pot from now on, is hunting. Hunting is actually a very good way to obtain these epic pot scrolls. Reason being is because of the Polo and Fritto portals that spawn. You're gonna want to go into a Fritto portal to do those mini games for the bags. And with the bags that you can get, I think it's the advanced, only the advanced, and the one above that, you'll be able to obtain an epic pot scroll. It's also 50%. It is untradeable, so you can just use it on any of your gear. Another way to obtain it from hunting is the Inferno wolf. The Inferno wolf will give you a advanced bag depending on how much damage you've done. But if you do low damage, then you'll be getting one of those intermediate or beginner bags. Most players will be getting beginner or intermediate, so usually the stronger players will be getting epic pot scrolls from this. So it's still worth doing because of spell traces. You can get spell traces from these bags, sell them, make some money, and get enough for an epic pot scroll. That is one alternative way to make some money. Just so you guys understand, just get some spell traces, sell spell traces. A good way, to be honest with you. And another way to get them is through elite bosses. Now, elite bosses spawn in after every 20 elite monsters have been killed in the map. They have a very small chance to give epic pot scrolls, and once you get the very small chance, it is tradable though, but I'd recommend just using it on your gear. And that's basically it for hunting. So now I'm going to be talking about the last way to obtain these pot scrolls. For epic pot scrolls, last but not least, you can get them through events. One event that is going on right now, but I cannot show you guys because the event hall is lagging. Unfortunately, I wish I can go in there, but I can't. Is the New Year's event, New Year's coin shop. I'm not really sure why they just don't bring the coin shop out. They know about the lag. Beside the point. This coin shop currently gives epic pot scrolls for 80 coins each. And if you do log in right now, for the most part, you might be able to get 100 coins for free, like I did. You might have to have logged in, a little bit before V. But this event is gonna go away here soon. But don't worry, there will be more events giving epic pot scrolls here eventually. It is a really neat way to get potential on your gear. I know it helped me out a lot. So it is very neat and works well for a lot of people. And that's basically how you get epic pot scrolls, just buying, hunting, and events. So now let's talk about cubes. Alright, so I'm going to talk about cubes. Once you get your epic potential scrolls on your gear is epic, but you don't have any cubes to keep it with, and you don't want to spend any money on cubes. Well, what you want to do is fight some bosses. Bosses that I know for a fact drop these cubes are ZAKUM, you know, normal ZAKUM, Maru, where is he at? That's Princess, no, normal and Madman, they should be able to drop it. And Pink Bean, I think Arcarium drops cubes as well, but most people won't necessarily be strong enough for that. But you know, that's basically it for bosses, as well as the Comanche voyages, either solo or with the party. Unfortunately, I don't know too much on how those work, but I know that they do drop cubes. It might be with the party only. Solo might drop them, I'm not too sure, but that's pretty much from what I've seen. That you made for links and cards, and another way to make them a little handy is to run ZAKUM on them every day for cubes. If you really want cubes, you can go take your meals and go to normal ZAKUM twice a day on like 20 different characters if you're really trying to look for some cubes, preferably on some drop. You know, you could buy like a lucky winner from the auction house, wait for a 2x event, get that lucky winner, go in. I mean, I don't really think it's worth it since you'll be doing it on so many characters, but at least wait for a 2x event if you really want to take advantage of this. Get your meals, go in, and get as many cubes as you're able to get. That is one way. The other way, the last two ways are actually very similar to Epic Pot Scrolls. Just hunting the advanced pouches from the Apollo and Fritto and the Inferno Den map should give cubes as well. The elite bosses, they give cubes as well. So, and events as well. The New Year's coin shop, they may not have it. I didn't necessarily double check, but events usually give out cubes every now and then. For example, one event that gives cubes is the Play V rewards. I believe it's this one right here. Open the UI and you'll be able to get a Master Craftsman cube every single day if you play for 3 hours a day. Now, there was a glitch over here, but it should be able to be working now since they said it was fixed. But I heard about people not getting Inferno Den spawning for them, so just, you know, just hope you get them spawning and you'll be able to get cubes from them from this event every day. So that is one event to take advantage of for cubes. Coin shop might have them. Fighting monsters, just go hunting for cubes, or you can get on mules, do ZAKUM, and on your main character you can do bosses like ZAKUM or Maru. There are some other bosses. If you guys know any bosses that I did not list, please leave them in the comments. I will be able to update the description with the bosses that drop cubes and, you know, other party quests. Oh, veins drop cubes as well, legendary veins and whatnot. So there's as you could tell, there are very many ways to obtain cubes to roll on your gear. And while fighting bosses, you can get reward points, and I want to talk about reward points. Reward points are very important. I'm gonna go over to the cash shop real quick so you guys can check out what I'm talking about. Usually for every normal boss that you kill, you can get roughly about 50 reward points per boss. So let's say there's like 10 of these, you're able to get like 500 reward points a day from bossing only, and that is very convenient. V rewards also gives reward points as well. I think you can get 500 a day from that, so you know, it's also really nice. And I don't know if it works like this for GMS, but reward points expire at the end of next month, so you might want to spend them ASAP. But with reward points, you can get 5 red cubes and 5 black cubes every month. Just keep fighting bosses, keep doing events. Monster collection is also a good way to do reward points, which I will cover that here soon. 5 red cubes, 5 black cubes a day, and you know, overall it's really good. And that's basically how that works out for the reward point shop in a nutshell for cubes and whatnot. So you're gonna want to get those. That's just some extra cubes to cube your gear. And I'm gonna show you guys how to get some additional reward points from monster collection. So let me go ahead and open my monster collection UI here real quick. It is right F8. All right. So I'm gonna show you guys, you know, some very new players to the monster collection, the collection that you want to get, are the Evil Eye collection. You want to get the complete Evil Eye collection for the adequate exploration box, which will give, you know, master crafting cubes at a chance, and reward points. So you get reward points from that. And another one is this Kerning Subway collection, so you also get adequate from that. So you'll be able to have 2 boxes in here, you know, begin a new journey. For you'll be able to get, well, once you get those 8 monsters, you will be able to first obtain the 2 adequate exploration boxes that you get from completing them, and you can do explorations where you can get 2 adequate boxes every 3 hours. They give roughly 25 to 40 reward points each, so roughly 50 to 80 reward points every 3 hours, basically for free, and chances to get cubes from them as well. I didn't even realize they gave cubes from those, so that's also very, very convenient. I mean, you can collect more if you want to, but that's necessarily for like the people who really want it done, but I don't necessarily recommend that. But one way to get reward points fast though is making characters in all worlds and getting these 8 monsters, you know, the 4 from Subway and the 4 from Millennia, on your monster collection, and you can start exploration in all the worlds, and you know, it'll be able to get hella reward points on your account for the cubes. But that is a very time consuming thing. If you don't feel like it's worth doing, then don't really bother with it. But that's just one quick way to get some reward points and potentially some cubes that I wanted to talk to you guys about. But anyway, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I hope the progression is going great. In the next episode, I want to be talking about some alternative ways to make meso, and after that, I'm gonna talk about like Golux, look into Komershi a little bit. I might not do Komershi, but I want to talk about Golux. And after I get all that over with, I'm gonna be talking about leveling up to 200, getting Fit Job, and entering Arcane River. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys later. Peace out, everybody.